like I remember being hungry. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember literally being hungry. Like don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like I gotta eat. And the only way I'm gonna do that is by hustling. Like, my mom's was she raised three of us by herself in the projects. Making like $31,000 or $32,000 a year, something like that. So that's like 10. That's before taxes. So that's like $8,000 a kid for the whole year, something like that. You know what I mean? Like for each kid, like, and she hustled, man. She hustled, and I think that growing up that way and growing up around like in an environment where I was like, it was just crazy. It was like a jungle. And I was just like, yo, I don't want to be here anymore. Like it's, it was funny. Like I even wrote about this in my first album. I said, when I was 6, I used to sit by the window and I used to be like, I don't want to be here anymore. My mom would be like, she'd like laugh at me and shit. Like she'd be laughing, like, what do you mean you don't want to be here? No, but what do you want to be? And I'd be like, I don't know. But I think there was always this like hunger inside of me that for more than like what I knew. So anytime I go to a set and anytime I go to like, I go to wherever I got to do something, I feel that shit. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about those times when I was struggling and I didn't have shit, and like, and I have this opportunity now to, be on a show on this network or be in this movie or be in this and be in that. That's why I go so hard because I'm like, one, I would have never thought in a million years I'd ever have this opportunity. And two, like so many people were killed to have this kind of thing, this to be in this position that I've been blessed to be in. It's a gift. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I worked for it, but there's also a little bit of, you need a little bit of divine intervention, that blessings, if you will, right? And
Yeah.
um, and I think growing up, like that was my mentality. I moved out of my mom's house when I was 12, and I moved in with my aunt. I was 12 or 13. I was going to high school, and I lived with her for 3 years. And I was because I got into the high school that her son was in. He was like my best friend at the time, and
Mm.
and I was like, I want to go to the same school as my cousin Xavier. For no reason. It was to play baseball. I was just like, I want to play baseball there. I want to be on his team. That was like my motivation at 12. And never thought that I would, that school was so far away from where I lived, because in New York you get zone schools, right? Like automatically they'll want to put you in the school that's closest to where you live. But then, we have to put like 11 schools on the list. So I put my 11 schools and I put that one last. I was like, they never gonna, that school's the furthest away from my house, but they never gonna like accept me in there. You didn't have to have good grades, but I lived so far. It's long and
Yes.
behold, I got accepted. I walked up to my aunt at 12 at a party. I don't know if it was a quinceañera or what, but I walked up to her and I was like, yo, can I live with you? And she was like, oh shit. And yeah, she was like, all right, yeah. And I lived with her for 3 years, and I went to school there, and I met my high school mentor. I'm trying to rush the story because this story is so long.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's
I'm
all
just trying
good, man.
to, but I met one of my mentors, Sarah Steinwise, who was like a big inspiration in my life. One of my teachers, she's a theater teacher. I was playing baseball all 4 years, but my junior year, I was like, dang, I want to sing. Like I haven't sang like so long, and I only sing at like Christmas and shit. My mom would be like, yo, Anthony, sing like this. There's a song called by Hector Lavoe called Aguanile. And ever since the El Cantante movie came out about Hector Lavoe's life, starting when Mark Anthony was in J-Lo, my mom and I like fell in love with the movie. My mom would make me sing Aguanile, like because I was always playing Hector Lavoe and playing, those songs. And she'd like make it a ritual. She'd be like, every holiday, it'd be Thanksgiving, whatever, the family, Anthony sing Aguanile, Anthony sing for the family. So finally I was like, all right, you know what? Let me sing. And I want to sing again. So I auditioned for what I thought was a talent show, and it actually ended up being a musical in the school. They put on a musical. I thought it was a talent show, so I sang "Ordinary People" by John Legend, and that's how I started. Like, and then the teacher was like, "Yo, Mr. Sarah Stein was like, yo, read this, this." She was like, "Yo, read these sides." I didn't know what a side was. I was like, "Yo, I'm not, what is?" She's like, "It's not a talent show. It's a musical." And I was like, "All right." I was like, "All right, yeah, I'll take a shot for sure. Like, all good." So I do the lines, and they give me a lead part. I played Zeus in this musical written by the students called "Love Conquers All." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was shocked, to be honest. And then and I did it, and I just fell in love, man. I was like, damn, this is kind of fly. Like let me do another one. Let me see what happens. Let me do another one of these. Then I did the next musical, Back to the '80s. That shit was fly. And then I was like, all right, you know what? Let me keep going. And then I was playing baseball and doing the shows in school in my last 2 years. And that teacher, man, that teacher helped me get into college, bro. Like all my applications got withdrawn from every school. Like I didn't have a college to go to um, out of high school. And like every application gets withdrawn from every school, like because I didn't get the financial aid forms in time. That was my bad. Like, you know, we had shit going on at home. And it just slipped our minds, and we couldn't get it in. And uh fast forward, my teacher's like, yo, we're not gonna give up, like, you know, because I was thinking about going. I was like, I kind of want to go to the Navy, like that feels like a sure thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have family in the military and whatnot. And but my that teacher was like, nah, you know, my mom kept hanging up on them too. My mom would hang up on the recruiters when they would come to the house. And then I was like, all right, maybe I'll go to community college. But that teacher was like, yo, audition for this one school called AMDA in New York. I went and auditioned for AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. That teacher, Sarah, she helped me with my monologue. Her another teacher name is H. Like, and I'm speeding the story up because I promise I'm at the end. But
bro, I never get tired of hearing this side. So keep going. Take
yeah,
your time.
but it's crazy. Like, you know, yeah, you know, she paid for my application. She, you know, I didn't have the money, and I'm crying in my best friend's room, like, oh, I don't want to do this. And he calls her, like, yo, I don't know what to do. Talk to Anthony. And she gets on the phone. She's like, come to my house right now. We walked like 2 miles to her crib. I sat at this round table at her brother's house. Um, and she helped me fill out the application. She paid the $50 for the application because I didn't have it, the money at the time, and sent it out. And then I get into the school. I couldn't afford it. And so I got in, couldn't afford it. And then she gave my name to the Jerry Seinfeld Scholarship Foundation at the time. She's like, yo, I told them about you. I wrote a letter about you. I told them they need to meet you. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. And she goes, I was like, have they seen my grades though? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I don't want no secrets at this meeting. You know, I want these motherfuckers to know shit ain't, you know, I got a C average. You know,
Right.
like that's not scholarship. That's not a scholarship GPA. And she's like, nah, don't worry. And I go and I meet up with them. And I'm talking to this lady named Kate Fenneman, who she's like, you know, she's pregnant at the time. I forget she was having a baby at the time. She had this meeting with me. I was like, man, it was just felt like it was wild. Like we were just sitting there, and she starts crying, and I'm crying. I'm sharing my story with her, and I'm like, all right, man, thanks for seeing me. And I left. And the school's calling me for this loan. I was like, I can't afford it. I asked them to give me one more day. I told the guy on the phone, this dude named Chip Kellingsworth. Like, yo, my man, can you just give me one more day? He's like, all right, I'll give you one more day. And then 2 hours later, Kate calls, like, yo, we're gonna pay for your school for all 4 years. Wherever you want to go. It's crazy. Like my life changed right there. So that moment, I think, was the beginning for me to even answer your first question. That moment for me was like the light bulb. Oh shit, like it's real. Like now you got to go hard. Now you have to put everything you got into this because you've been blessed with this opportunity that you never thought in a million years you get, you know?